Hi friends, welcome to my class. Now we will see some observational evidences for global warming and some impacts. First one is, as per the name, the warming, the increasing of atmospheric and oceanic temperatures. Because of this high temperatures, snow melts and the snow cover area decreases. Sea level rises due to melted ice and thermal expansion of water. Weather extremes are increased because of global warming. Precipitation pattern across the globe changed and thereby changes in local climate. Now let us see each one of them in detail. This graph shows the changes in global mean annual surface air temperature, which is in the y-axis in the left side, and the actual temperature is shown in the right side y-axis. Global mean surface air temperature is increasing along with many fluctuations. This graph shows the changes in global mean annual surface air temperature and the actual temperature. The changes in This graph shows the changes in global mean annual surface air temperature. The change in temperature is shown on the y-axis of the left hand side and the actual temperature is shown in the right hand side y-axis. Global mean surface air temperature is increasing along with many fluctuations. The slope of the trend line for the last 150 years is 0.045 degrees per decade. If we look at the most recent years, that is for the last 25 years, the slope of the trend line is also increasing. For the last 25 years, the temperature increases at a rate of 0.17 degrees Celsius per decade. That is, the temperature change due to global warming is not linear but exponential. From this graph, we can see the global mean surface air temperature has increased around zero point 0.6 degrees during the last 150 years. This graph shows the global mean surface air temperature changes compared to the period 1980 to 1999. It shows the average model simulation for the next 100 years also after 2000. Different colors represents average model simulations run with different future scenarios described in Special Reports on Emission Scenarios SRES. Please see the details of different scenarios considered here, that is A2, A1B and B1 in Wikipedia to get a brief idea about it. This figure shows all the models predict a warming of 1.5 to 4 degrees Celsius in the 21st century. If all the greenhouse gas emission is stopped and the concentration of greenhouse gases remains the same, still there will be a mild warming of around 0.2 degrees Celsius by 2100. So future warming is a certain thing. This figure shows the possible temperature changes across the globe due to global warming during 2090 to 2099 compared to a period 1980 to 1999 for the SRES scenario A1B by different models. So warming is more in the northern hemisphere compared to the southern hemisphere, and the warming is not uniform across the globe. It shows large spatial variations. All India mean temperature also show an increasing trend in the last 100 years, and the slope of the trend line is increasing as we have seen before for the global mean annual average surface air temperature. If we look at the cryosphere changes, due to global warming, ice sheets are melting. The height and the area of extents of ice sheets are reducing. These figures shows past and possible future changes in Arctic sea ice in September and June, permafrost area, Greenland ice sheet mass loss, Antarctic ice sheet mass loss, etc. All these figures shows massive reduction in the global ice content. It has high impact on the sea level rise and albedo of Earth. Now we will see the trends in the sea level. Observations says that the sea level has increased around 15 centimeters in the past 150 years and is projected that it will rise up to around 20 to 40 centimeters by 2100. Sea level rise is not only contributed by ice melting, but thermal expansion of water due to global warming significantly contributes. Impacts of sea level rise includes the following things: coastal erosion, and the sea extend more towards inland towards the less elevated land. Most population in the world is located in the coastal areas. They will lose their land. Most coastal infrastructure will be destroyed, and the effect of tides and storm surges will be high and extend more inland. It can also lead to flooding in wetlands like Kuttanad in Kerala. Since ocean water is salty and the land cultivations are in freshwater irrigation, intrusion of salt water will affect our freshwater irrigated crops. They will get damaged. Mixing of salt water with the groundwater will contaminate and will lead to scarcity of drinking water across the coast. Saltwater intrusion will also affect the ecosystems which were dependent on freshwater. This will affect the biodiversity also. This figure shows the elevation of land along the coastal India. Areas marked with the red color shows the low elevated areas which will be affected by sea level rise. Now we will see the changes in precipitation pattern due to climate change. This figure shows the possible changes in precipitation across the globe during January and July in the future. These changes are calculated for a period 2090 to 2099 relative to 1980 to 1999. Model simulations are done with SRES scenario A1B. You can see the percentage variation of precipitation which shows large spatial variation. At some places precipitation is expected to be increased and at some places precipitation is expected to be decreased. This figure shows the percentage of monsoon rainfall variation since 1870 to 2010. Though there are large fluctuations year to year, there is no significant trend in Indian summer monsoon rainfall during the last 140 years. If we see the regional pattern, Western Ghats and Indo-Gangetic Plains show decreasing trends in precipitation during 1901 to 2012. This is an important figure by Goswami et al. 2006. It shows the number of rainy days with more than 150 millimeters of rain, more than 100 millimeters of rain, and less than 100 millimeters of rain per day. Less than 100 millimeters of rain per day is normal phenomenon, while other two are unusual or this is an important figure from Goswami et al. 2006. It shows the number of rainy days with more than 150 millimeters of rain, more than 100 millimeters of rain, and less than 100 millimeters of rain per day. Less than 100 millimeter per day is a normal rain event, while other two are unusual or can be called extreme events. We call them flood events. The graph shows number of extreme events are increasing and the number of normal events are decreasing. We have experienced a lot of flood events in the last few years. So the total rainfall will remain almost the same as the number of extreme events increase and the number of normal rain events decrease. This is said to be due to the effect of global warming. The numbers and intensities of tropical cyclones are also observed to be increased in the last few decades, also known to be due to global warming. This figure shows the number of cyclones in Bay of Bengal from 1985 to 2009. Now we will see the distribution patterns of climatic parameters, say temperature, in three different future conditions. For this, I want you to draw three graphs of the data one I have given to you, like this. In figure A, blue curve shows the distribution pattern of previous climate. Hot and cold extremes are marked in the x-axis, which are constant in all the three graphs. Let us see the first scenario. The mean is shifted, but the variance or the standard deviation remain the same. So the number of hot extremes are increased while the number of cold extremes are reduced. In the second scenario, the mean remains the same as the previous climate, but the standard deviation or the variance increase. That is, the number of days with the mean temperature is reduced, while the number of days with both cold and hot extremes are increased and intensified. In the third scenario, both the mean and the standard deviation have changed. The mean temperature and the standard deviation increased compared to the previous climate. Number of cold extremes reduced and the number of extreme hot days increased and the number of very hot extreme days also increased. The observed temperature data shows the temperatures of changed climate follows the third scenario. Thank you for your attention.